Daniel Madison, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Charlie Madison and I have a dope video for you today. In my last video, I executed this deception that everybody's been asking, how did you do it? And in this video, I'm going to dedicate some time to exposing and teaching you exactly how to achieve a little bit of black magic. Now, there are thousands and thousands of things that you can achieve with this concept, but I'm only going to teach you a few in hope to inspire your creativity so that you can take this idea and go and create your own pieces of black magic. You're going to need a few different things. I'm going to list everything in the video description. We'll go over everything, but right now let's start with getting yourself a deck of playing cards. I'm Daniel Madison and this is Black Magic. The best way for me to teach you this deceptive method is right from the beginning, straight up exposing the secret, and we can work backwards from there, working towards a few of my ideas that you saw in the introduction to this video. This is black felt, a piece of black felt. This is an ace of spades and it has the exact same black felt stuck to the back of it. This is the concept of black art. If I hold the ace of spades like this, you can see the ace of spades. If I turn it face down, the ace of spades vanishes. Black art, the practice of black magic, black art, isn't something that you're going to get away with in a close-up environment, in a close-up situation. But if you have an audience that are comfortable, if you have an audience at a comfortable enough distance, they're not going to see the secret, they're not going to see the discrepancy. That discrepancy can be seen on film, it really can. So a big part of this deception, a big part of this lesson is to show you how to fix that. If we watch the introduction to this video again, without the video editing, without the contrast fixes, then it looks like a completely different video. I've always been a fan of video editing and camera trickery within magic. The screen that you're watching me on now, the digital screen, that is my digital theater, and everything that's inside of that is for my manipulation. All you see is the final grand deception. Every step inside of that, starting from the playing cards, going to the cameras, going to the video editing inside the laptop over there, that's all part of my deception. Our number one job as a magician, we are entertainers. That is our number one goal, is to entertain. So when you see my video, when you watch my digital theater, everything on that screen is designed not to fool you, but to entertain you. So this black material, I got this from Amazon. I'm going to leave a link in the video description where you can pick some of this up. This is actually sticky back black felt. The back of these A4 sheets peel off and this can actually be stuck down. Now I got this specifically so that it made it easier to stick the material to the back of playing cards for certain deceptions that we're going to take a look at. You also need a black surface to perform on, but one of the reasons why I chose this and I advise this is that you too can make one of these. I've just stuck two sheets together. Now this can work as a performance surface. We're going to move over to the table right now and I'm going to perform some of these things and show you exactly how I made the introduction to this video. Then we're going to go into the edit and I'm going to show you how to edit the same way that I do. So Charlie, what are you waiting for? Let's do it. So this is going to be the performance camera. This is our black table. We have to take care of a few conditions first that are going to help us during the edit, which is turning the lights off. Obviously we can't do this in the dark, but if I just turn this off and then the lights over there, so that the only light in this room right now, aside from Charlie's neon pink light, which I don't mind, that brings in a nice little vibe, is this single light source from the side. This is just enough to light up my situation, but more importantly, it makes it easier in the edit to correct everything, all the discrepancies that this camera is going to pick up. So if I grab some of my material that I have here, and I'll show you one piece at a time how to achieve mainly just the things that you saw me doing in the beginning of this video. So the first one, we're going to make a playing card vanish, and then we're going to bring a playing card back, but it's going to be a different playing card. So we'll use the 9 of clubs and the ace of spades, and this is the secret piece that the camera doesn't see. Now I've made this, just so you can see the perspective, I've made this pretty big. It's bigger than the playing cards itself, but it's just enough for me to hold in my hand like this. I'm gripping this between finger 1 and my thumb. I made it this big for 2 different reasons. One, I can hold my hand with my fingers open so it looks like there's nothing in my hand, especially when I'm holding it over a black table. 2, when I drop this, it's big enough so I can make sure it covers that card when it lands. I'm going to have this held exactly like that in my right hand, pinched between my thumb and finger 1. I'm going to have the ace of spades on the table, and I'm going to have the 9 of clubs in a face-up, kind of flat palm, classic palm, gambler's calm. Gambler's calm, Charlie? What is that? I've never heard of that. Basically a comfortable palming position where you can just simply drop it to the table in a way that it looks like nothing's happening with your fingers. So it's as simple as this. I wave my hand over once, drop the felt, then I wave again, drop the card, so the ace vanishes, the 9 of clubs appears. So the ace of spades to the 9 of clubs. Notice too how at the end, because this fabric is covering up the ace of spades and the 9 of clubs is on top of it, I can treat the table as if it's one solid table without the felt there. I can pick the 9 up, I can rub my fingers across the table almost as if to prove, maybe to overprove in a way that there's nothing to see here. Now this leads me on to one of the biggest parts of the video, which is where I spread the playing cards across the table, wave my hand, and they slowly disappeared one by one. I simply used a bigger version of this, so I'm going to make that right now so you can see it. I've got 2 of these felt pieces. I'm going to pull the backs off of each one. Now I'm going to stick these together almost as perfectly as I can. It doesn't matter too much about discrepancy at this point. But before I stick them down at the ends, I'm going to put this in here so I can make a double long piece. Now this does look a bit suspect, a little bit suspicious, and it feels really strange when you're performing this one, when you're filming and executing this one, but it works so beautifully. So I'm going to spread the playing cards out in a relatively straight ribbon spread. Now I'm going to put this big carpet piece over this side, and for the performance, as the spread stops over this side, this free hand is coming over and clipping that piece. So I'm picking this whole piece up now. Now that the ribbon spread has been achieved, my right hand comes back over here and I simply drag the whole piece all the way across the card until I'm confident that they're all completely covered up. Then I can wave my hands back and show that all the cards have completely vanished. Now in my actual performance of this, I mixed this up with having a playing card palmed in my hand, so once I made all those playing cards vanish, I could just wave over again, drop this playing card, and it looks like the whole deck went from a full deck to a single playing card. I did a very similar thing when I was shuffling the playing cards and I left the full deck on the table, then I waved my hands over and it vanished. This is pretty much the same trick, however I did something slightly different because I couldn't pick the felt up off of the table because it was flat on the table. I wanted it to all be done in one take, so I folded up some felt like this. Now this just allows the felt that's waiting right here to be lifted off of the table, which you can see right now on the camera. But if I do the shuffles, a few running shuffles, now I can come over here, grab it with my thumb underneath. Now all I have to do is wave over the top and the deck completely vanishes. Now we're going to take those few things over to the laptop, over to Final Cut, and I'm going to show you exactly how I clean it up and make it look like a real, genuine magic. So I've now got the raw footage in Final Cut. I'm going to make 2 copies of the footage so that you can see what it's going to look like before and after. I'm not going to do too much to it. If I hold down Command 6, that's going to open up my color correction. All we need to do is flip over to exposure and you'll see 3 notches. So this deals with blacks, grays and whites, and you would instinctively think that we go to the blacks because we're lower in the blacks, but this can affect the skin tone, the color of the deck. So instead we go to the grays, to the middle notch, which actually controls the shadows. If you watch what happens when I pull this notch downwards, the blacks all seem to merge together, leaving nothing behind but the hands. Now you can help this out by bringing the black notch down a tiny little bit. If it looks too dark, if it looks like we are actually in a dark room, then we can turn the white notch up a bit to turn the skin tone up a little bit. If the skin tone ends up looking a bit too colorful, then we flip over to saturation and pull it down, which I've already done in this case. Now if we first watch the original raw footage followed directly by this simple edit, you'll see the difference. So there you go, as simple as that. With this piece of footage, I probably wouldn't use this piece of footage because there are a few discrepancies. Number one, you can see the ace vanish before my hand actually goes over it, and you can see the card in the other hand. So when I am editing after the performance and I bring all the footage in and it looks terrible, I don't worry too much because I know with a little bit of editing magic, I can fix those discrepancies and make it look like real magic. That was a little bit of black magic. I hope that you enjoyed it. Remember rule number 1 of black magic. Don't do a concession of tricks with black magic. Don't go black magic trick, black magic trick, black magic trick. Do it every so often. The way that I do this, I'll bring in a little black magic trick every so often in my videos so that it's mixed in between different sleight of hand techniques so that the audience can't catch on. The audience, your audience, Suzan Sausage, will eventually catch on if they keep seeing the same concept. After the same concept, they're going to catch on, and that's not good for your magic. Obviously, I've only shown you a few ideas here, but I'm very interested to see what you can come up with black magic ideas. If you perform anything with black magic inspired from this video, tag me in it. I'd love to see what you've come up with, and perhaps I can offer a little bit of guidance. I'll be back soon with some more dope tutorials. All I ask in return, make sure you subscribe so you get my notification bell going ding 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 every time I drop a new tutorial. Charlie, any final notes? Thanks. I'm Daniel Madison. See you next time.